Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to touch on something that I wanted to share, that I feel guided to share for the Divine Feminines. And of course, if you are the Divine Masculine watching, welcome. You're just as welcome to listen to the messages. I hope it brings you whatever you needed from this. But it's something that is kind of related to my previous upload. If you have listened to it, you know what I'm saying. If you haven't and you feel guided to, of course, you're welcome to. But in my previous channel, I was talking about, in short, really, that the kind of energy you as a divine counterpart, whether you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine, I think that I was speaking more to the divine feminines because there was something specific that was brought to my attention. But the energy that you bring into your connection, the energy that you embody, is the kind of energy that you will get back from your divine counterpart, whether it's energetically or in the 3D. And it's such a simple concept, but I feel that it's kind of one that we, let's say, have a tendency to forget. We are one being, and yes, we mirror the things that needs to be mirrored to each other because we're meant to overcome them and let them go and heal. But it's just really important to remember that no matter what, we are one being. And just as we always will and always have made the decisions or the same decisions, we also we're just the same people. And despite us being the polar opposite in certain areas of life, which we're also kind of leaving behind as we are preparing for merging, for union or reunion, we cannot tend to forget that we are a team, that we are one being. And for us, the divine feminines, on this journey, a lot of times we are the one that are the light bearer. We are the one, we're like the lighthouse. We are the ones that lead this connection, kind of no matter how you look at it. And I'm not saying that this is good or it's bad, or that the divine feminine is better or worse than divine masculine. How could we? We're one being. We're just as important and just as crucial to everything. But what I wanted to touch on was the fact that despite the common belief that we as the divine feminines are meant to, of course, and it's the truth, of course, that we are meant to focus on ourselves and our healing and our ascension, on pretty much just raising our vibrations and basically healing the reasons why we wouldn't be together with our divine counterpart, our beloveds. Reasons not to, whether they are external or internal. Yes, that's true. And we as the divine feminine are meant to receive. We are meant to learn to be more than do more. So we're meant to be and not do more in order to achieve what we want to achieve. Of course, there's a balance. I'm just kind of speaking in a very, very general terms, kind of like a big picture speaking. And it is true. However, there is this, together with the idea that, oh, the divine feminine is just meant to pretty much sit on her ass and heal and raise her vibration, and then the divine masculine's role and the connection is the 3D. So the divine masculine is the one that will ground the union into the 3D. And yes, of course, that is true, but at no point in the journey, wherever you are, you come to the moment where the work stops. And I'm saying work in quotation marks because it's not really work, it's just what you do, it's what your soul wishes to do. So the healing, or not even healing, just evolvement of yourself as a person, as a soul, as a human being, just never stops. So there is no moment where you as the divine feminine, and I'm speaking here to the divine feminines because I wanted to share that, because this is something that I have wished in the past that somebody would tell me, and so that's why I'm sharing it this way. Of course, divine masculines, please take from it whatever you need to take. I wish to help everybody, no matter the role. But we, just as during the preparation phase, which if you're new here, I don't call like the separation between twin flames or divine counterparts as the separation, because to me it just fuels the separation that you're supposed to be healing. And so it is preparation phase for me, and it should be for you too. During that time when both counterparts are meant to heal individually and overcome things individually and find their own footing and their own sovereignty, we, the divine feminines, are the light bearers. We are the ones that show the way. We are the ones that kind of blaze the path, and we are like the guiding light for our divine masculines. And that never stops. So when you, as the divine feminine, either you are here or you're about to, or you will at some point in your journey, come to a moment where you yourself have attained inner union, as in, or at least, let's say, a certain threshold that really made you feel that you can stand on your own, where none of the triggers from any time in the past have any power over you. So where you, yes, are very well aware of the truth, like that all of the things that were happening to you are absolutely for you, for your sake, for your highest good. And as difficult as they may be, you are definitely at peace with them. You're definitely happy that they happened. Not that, of course, they were anywhere close to pleasurable, but you get the point. If you get it, you get it. Of course, you get it. Because you're here, you're on my level, and I'm on your level. But when you come to that point, that is when the merging will start. So you will be guided to merge, and if you're ready, you will accept it, you will allow it. And that is when something very interesting starts to happen to us divine feminines, is that while naturally being in your high priestess energy, your high vibrational energy, your energy of a divine being. So pretty much embodying your 5D self, as I call it that, where despite the perceived obstacles in your life, whether they are external or internal, you are happy that they have been there, and you realize that it's just none of this really matters. It has really just been there, like a little slap on the wrist, trying to remind us, oh, like, oh yeah, this is not something that we need to subscribe to. Like, this is not, those things are not the things that we need to live by, and so on. So when the merging starts to happen, there will come times, and because that is of course what's happening, it is merging, where some trigger may come back. There will be a situation, external situation, that will make you react in a low vibrational way, but the low vibrational way is not your own. It will feel very foreign. It will feel very different. And for me, it has been very much that I did not feel like myself. Like, obviously, self-awareness is big on this journey. It should be really for everybody, but it is. And I know myself. I know the way I react. And also I know the ways that I can alchemize that negative energy from within me. And it works because, of course, I am alchemizing my own dense energy, and of course my beloved, so my divine masculines. But it works for me because it comes from me. Let's just say it like this. So once the merging starts happening and these things are coming up for you, you may start noticing that the way you reacted, and that will happen only in hindsight, because when you are in this energy, even though you feel kind of like not yourself, you're not noticing it. You're not really aware of it. Only after the energy has passed, when you kind of look back at both the trigger and your reaction to it, you will notice that this has not been your own. And that is because you are at this time experiencing, living through, and alchemizing your divine masculine's energy and emotions. And we do it during the whole time, like since the activation time, from the moment that they activate us, that they wake us up, and we become conscious of this journey. Like, from that moment on, you are always doing that. So it's not that it's new, but it's new in the way that your reaction is completely different to how you would normally react. And that is because that is your other polarity. And by that, I mean that is your other self, your other human self's reaction and emotions and triggers and thoughts. I will say that at least for my specific journey with my beloved, there is a very thick energetic wall placed between us right now. Of course, I know it's protection. I know all the other reasons that it's there, but I do not experience telepathy in any other way with my beloved. Like, I can drop into my heart space, but I will not hear my beloved. I am not able to or allowed to speak to him in any way or connect in the 5D. A lot of times, the astral travels that I experience during the night, I will never ever remember consciously when I wake up. I will know that I have experienced something with my twin, but I will not be able to recall any of that. I will have a certain lingering feeling of oneness of love with my beloved, but not ever really, like, I don't have access to my twin. And I know that it's different for everybody. I think it depends a lot on a lot of things. Let's not get into that, but I cannot. And so the only way that for my specific journey, and maybe it is like this for you, maybe not at all, but the only way for me to really know what he's thinking is, yes, I can tap into his energy, and the energy has been, since I was being allowed to tap into his energy, has been very, very heavy, depending on what kind of wound or pattern he was healing or is currently healing. But I wanted to say that you, as the divine feminine, will start noticing that you react not as yourself. And so this is something that is a sign of you and your masculine merging, because you notice that the thoughts that you're having are not really your thoughts. It's not that it's foreign matter and that it doesn't feel right, but you just understand that it's not yours. And you, as the divine feminine, are the light bearer. You are the person that is supposed to show the way for your divine counterpart, for your divine masculine, by continuously raising your vibration. And it is you that actually anchors and embodies and holds on to, through embodying, union frequency. And I mean the final reunion. I don't mean any kind of back and forth dynamic that may be when it's time for that on the journey. I mean actually when you're close to reunion, you will feel that, but it's actually your job to anchor that. And that means energetically being and embodying that no matter what you're experiencing. And you will experience a lot of your divine masculine wounds. You will experience a lot of the emotions that he's gonna go through, and it's kind of very important for you to hold up your vibration, to deal with it the best way you can. You can try to deal with those things when they come up the way you have been dealing with your own triggers and wounds. It's just that in my experience it has not worked, because they were my wounds and my triggers and my way of dealing with them. So what I have noticed is that the best way for me to deal when my divine masculines things come up for me now, when I notice that the way I wish to react, or the thoughts that come up within me, the emotions that rise up within me, are not the kind of reaction that I normally would have. It's just that I allow them to be, I acknowledge them, and then I let them go. And sometimes it is needed for me to be in this energy, and I'm still, but you really, like, here you are and you're actually merging, you're working through these things. And I'm gonna do a part 2 because the video is already 19 minutes long. But you, as the divine feminine, must never forget that the work, your own evolvement, never stops. You showing the way and being the guiding light, the lighthouse, however you wish to call it, maybe the star in the night sky, you never stop being that. And so when it comes to actually reuniting with your beloved in the 3D reality, yes, it is definitely the divine masculine's role to ground that, to let's say, make it happen in the 3D and make all the necessary changes, make sure that everything happens, but you are still the one leading it. You will always be the leading polarity, the reading person spiritually. And that is also, you know, everything is very interconnected. So yes, because you as the divine feminine are leading spiritually, energetically, emotionally, it's only then that the divine masculine can actually take steps. That is only after you have made the quantum leaps, your divine masculine and the 3D can make the quantum leaps, or you can see those changes, because you have to embody all of that first. So I'm gonna pause it here. I am going to do a part 2 because I really feel guided to. If you want to, of course, you're welcome to listen to that. If not, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope that I have helped you. So take care. Bye.